1 or 2 kills is all you need in order to play that ball towards mid and put it out of reach. OpTic Gaming rotating the ball from the purple side. Last shot goes in for the challenge, but all of Shopify Rebellion are on the attack here. Tusk one shot trying to push that ball forward, but it doesn't go towards Formal. Formal still grabs it with 6 seconds left. OpTic could send us into a game number 5. Frosty's there. Frosty's pushing over towards the mid side. Formal is in a position to play that ball. Shopify Rebellion, I don't know if they can grab it. Oh. What?
No way.
What?
Overtime, overtime! Oh my gosh, overtime! 9 points! He's gonna repulse it back to his team. They spawn on the tram side. Frosty catches it. Oh my word! Oh my word! 3 more points! They're gonna do it! Shopify win another off-season tournament!
Because, like, this opening right here, you would think that's where they win the game, right? They kill 3, trade, and then have easy access to camo, but Frosty is lingering on B, and he sits on B, and then team spawns Royal 2 in the red room, I think is what happens. So Frosty's sitting on B right now. They must know. Formal must know that Frosty's in B. If they know Frosty's in B, then Bound shouldn't have done what he did with the camo. Like, Bound kind of misplayed this camo, right? He wasn't expecting Frosty to do what he did. Maybe he didn't expect Frosty to play that aggressively. I think Frosty is purposely playing aggressively because he knows that Royal 2 is flanking, maybe, right? See, Royal 2 gets the red room spawn, split second there. Is there an error maybe here? Like, should Formal rotate the ball? Like, the way that they're positioned, it makes sense that Royal 2 spawns in red room. The spawn system's going to mirror the team's setup right now. OpTic's only 2 up, though, right? So Formal's kind of like... What could he do? Could he have taken it to A? Like, he could have maybe out-rotated C and taken the ball towards A where he could get cafe spawns and then get the rest of the ball time there. And then Bound wouldn't have to take this, like, mixy fight, knowing that they might be spawning in front of him. It's hard to say. So he's not... Formal is, like, not fully aware, I think, of, in this moment, Royal 2's spawn and Royal 2's timing in this moment, right? When he backs up into C... He doesn't know Royal 2 has that timing. That's why he goes back into C, not anticipating the flank. Royal 2 likely hits the skill jump to back commando, while Frosty's just, like, big dicking this shit center map, right? Like, Frosty's like, they're only 2 up, and Frosty's like, I'm just going to G-slide and hope for the best, right? And that exposes Bound's camo. Bound kind of gets shit on off that play on Frosty, which is like an ego play on Frosty, right? Like, they're only 2 up. But that type of distraction is important because that's happening. Royal 2 is just being slippery. Like, Royal 2 can very easily do what he wants back C when Frosty's doing that. 5, Frosty's there. So they don't even know. He's just sitting back there right now, right? Brad saw him immediately. Yeah, so much so that Bound didn't expect to get beat down. He just, like, Bound's just sitting there, like, dick in his hand. I don't know why I'm using dick jokes. But Bound, like, we saw it. He hesitated with the beatdown. Right here, Bound's thinking that he's got the jump on Frosty. Frosty sees this man. Bound hesitates to beat down at all because he doesn't want to beat down trade with Frosty. He doesn't want to beat down trade with this guy. So he gets beat down first, and he's too late to hit the second. Yeah, so Frosty shit on Bound here. Frosty actually made a huge play. Into a game number 5. Frosty's there. Formal has no idea that Royal 2 spawned in red room and is already in the back of the base. The rest of them now spawn in B with the flip. Formal's forced to play the ball, getting shot in the back. That's fair. Pure chaos ensues. Tusk coming down from up top. Dead. Cycle, body block, dead. How did everybody else die? Bound is still Bound just spawned in this moment, right? But it doesn't even matter. Like, depending on Bound's spawn location changes everything. He spawns. Renegade just dies to Royal 2's nade. Royal 2 did something crazy to kill Renegade. From the back of C, whatever he did to kill Renegade with that nade was big, right? And Bound spawns in PD. Worst case scenario, right? PD is like the farthest spawn that you can get to contest this situation. If Bound somehow team spawned closer to B, if he spawned like back A in this moment, he would have had a quicker angle, but he spawns like PD, so it just sucks. What? Royal 2 makes the best possible play that he could.
Oh my gosh, overtime!
Oh my god! Weapon switch, repulse. He gets like the fucking frame perfect timing too. Papa Drach, thank you. That's like that arc on the ball. Like, you couldn't ask for a better ball pass here. Frosty in position to grab it. Bam, immediately juggles it behind the wall. No hesitation, doesn't walk it. Fucking drops and juggles it, right? That was perfect. Cuts the angle.
Frosty catches it. Oh my word.
Yeah. And Royal 2's still corner camping. Look at this. And then he sits in the corner for the rest of the game because he knows They have no choice, right? So World 2's literally just going to be a weasel till the end of the game.
He's going to repulse it back to his team. They spawn on the tram side. Frosty catches it.
Impossible game. Look at World 2 still hiding there. Formal's going to run by. He's probably going to backsmack him.
Oh,
he's going to shoot Formal here.
Word.
He gets C, shoots Formal. Yeah.
They're going to do it. Shopify win another.
That was dirty. I assume Formal didn't know that World 2 spawned in B or in Red Room like that, right? Like, when he went over to C stairs, he created a mirror spawn in front of him in Red Room with Frosty on B. So that was interesting. That spawn for World 2 is lucky, but actually, I think that's the system in the game. Like, World 2 spawning Red Room and not spawning deeper in B is actually a part of the game. I think it has something to do with the fact that Formal's sitting C stairs, I swear. Like, if you recreate that scenario, I think World 2 still spawns there. And if that's consistent, then you can read it and maybe avoid that in the future. I don't know. But then you got to hand it to Frosty for playing the way that he did and surprising bounds. Like, there was a lot of components to that. So out of curiosity, I decided to take a look at this play in theater, and it turns out I actually miscalled some of this. This is Royal 2's POV in this moment. He doesn't hit the skill jump commando. He goes straight down driveway, shoots at Formal, makes his presence known as Frosty comes out the courtyard here. Formal knows he's behind him on the flank on Ivy, shoots him in the back, leaves a nade here, shoots Renegade. Watch this beautifully placed nade. Kills him with a nade shot. As 2 gets the repulse, shoots Tusk in the back. Well, Cycle grabs the ball and brings it to 89 seconds, triggering OT as it hits 0, right? Which is insane. I didn't even notice this when it was live somehow. Royal 2 then collects the ball and plays perfect Halo, right? He'll toss it, repulse it, and then sits in the corner for the rest of the game. Gets a 5 shot as I think this is Renegade who comes by. Cleans him up as well, right? Perfect Halo. So, well, a lot of the thought process for this play is still the same. Like, Frosty still hit his crazy ego play out courtyard to distract in the situation, even if Royal 2 wasn't exactly being sneaky. This gives me, like, a new perspective, though, on what I think Formal should have done, right? Because Formal, he must see Royal 2 in driveway. I assume Royal 2 shoots at him. He gets a whiff of him right here. Interestingly, his team spawns in B, right? Like, Frosty putting, I guess, pressure into center map, along with Royal 2 rotating away from B. Somehow ends up opening up the B spawn, and then Formal, seeing that, decides he's going to play the ball towards his teammates, which is generally correct. You play the ball towards your team and where your team is spawning, and in this case, he's throwing it out in the center of the map, which is an area where there's a lot of chaos. The one thing that went wrong with Formal, though, is if he knows World 2's behind him, and if he knows that his team is spawning in B, then if his team's spawning in B, that means that the enemy must be spawning A or Cafe, right? They're going to be coming from, like, A, PD, Cafe, that side of the map. Like, if he walks out to balcony and plays it on balcony, he's exposing himself to the possibility of getting shot by Cycle, which is exactly what happens. And he should know that if he knows his team is spawning in B, right? So he not only gets killed by Cycle, he gets killed by Royal 2 at the same time and then isn't actually able to do much damage in return. Versus, like, in this moment, knowing that he was going to have to hit those sight lines, if he just throws his ball into C towards Renegade and uses the repulse he has in his back pocket to just ward off Royal 2 and isolate only Royal 2 in this situation, then they win. Which, for the record, in a moment like this is some very quick, high-level decision-making to just bring it to 88 seconds and then throw it into C and not into the open area of the map where you'd think it would be impossible for them to contest it because it's just so chaotic here. But, like, Renegade would have more easily been able to pick up off of that if it was sent to his feet instead. You can see he was a little bit confused. I'm not sure. I assume Formal knows and he called this out, but, like, maybe Renegade was trying to activate on bounds call out on Frosty being a one-shot right here, right? So he didn't react immediately to Royal 2, and he came in late, not ready to fight Royal 2 either. And that screwed them up, too. So a few little misplays and insane ice out of Frosty and Royal 2, and that's the difference between, you know, winning and losing this situation. I think, if anything, it showcases that Halo's a game of frickin' inches, right? Like, the tiniest strategic decision-making is what's needed for a win and a loss. Anyway, I guess this is our last tournament on these settings. When I upload this video, we'll be in a new season of Halo. I still haven't shared my thoughts on everything. Obviously, we reacted to it live, but I'm looking forward to playing. I'm looking forward to the new updates. I hope you guys are, too. So I guess enjoy the new season and stay tuned. Don't forget to sub if you haven't already. I'll have plenty to say about this new update and more content in the meantime right beside me. This is the way.